Thanks, Pam. I'm Craig Goodell. I'm the incident commander for the Durango Zone Interagency Incident Management Team, and we've been managing the fire since Friday evening. And we're going to transition today to the Rocky Mountain Type 2 Team C Incident Management Team. They're going to take the fire over this evening at 6 o'clock this evening and manage the fire hopefully through completion. They're a little bit bigger team than us. We manage local fires here in the Durango Zone, Southwest Colorado. We have a fairly small team. They're going to bring in a big staff that's going to be able to manage this fire a little bit better. They have the horsepower to handle a fire this size. So just to give you an idea of where we're at right now with the fire and what it's been doing, for those of you that can see the map here, the fire's been burning very aggressively since it started on Friday afternoon. It grew by more than 1,000 acres the first couple hours on Friday evening, and went from Weber Canyon over Menifee Mountain and dropped into East Canyon. We've been working the fire ever since then. It's been growing very aggressively, spreading rapidly in all directions, and so it's been a dangerous fire in terms of firefighter safety, and we've been in a strictly defensive posture on this fire, trying to protect homes and people and firefighters and communication sites. That's been our objectives from the very beginning, is taking a defensive posture and protecting people's safety and people's values out here that are at risk from the fire. Over here in East Canyon, we've called that Division Zulu, and we've been working that really hard with fire engines and hotshot crews. Last night we made a lot of progress in there, and we actually brought the fire down to the East Canyon Road. It did not cross the road where this shows here, where it crossed the road. This map, fire perimeter, was done with a flight last night at about midnight with aircraft that had infrared sensors on it to determine the fire perimeter. The fire was burning so hot when they flew over it with the infrared that it was really hard for them to see where the fire actually was because of the heat pulses out into the atmosphere from the fire. So this isn't entirely accurate, and that actually the fire is bigger than it shows because they flew about midnight and the fire grew all night long. Okay, so it's probably another 500 to 1,000 acres bigger than what it shows on the map at this time. Yeah, the current acreage that they mapped here was 6,808 acres about midnight, and again, that's not entirely accurate. The fire over here in East Canyon, most of the fire growth in here last night was from our crews burning out off the road and around the homes there. And I'll tell you folks, the Elk Stream Ranch was one of the first communities in southwest Colorado to develop a community wildfire protection plan. They've been working that plan since it was developed 4 or 5 years ago. They've done an outstanding job of mitigating their properties and that community in terms of fuels and fire mitigation, and that really worked for us last night. Okay. Helped them save a lot of homes in there. We utilized the work that community did to prepare for fire, and we protected their homes by working around those homes and bringing fire down around the homes and to the road so the fire couldn't make a run at them on its own. And we did that at night when we had the opportunity to do that when the fire behavior was moderated by the nighttime temperatures. Okay? So that work is ongoing down there, and we're trying to tie in down to the south end of the fire right now with the work that they're doing today. Over here in Division Alpha in Weber Canyon, that's where we saw all the activity from Mancos last night. A lot of fire moving across the flats where the fire came down off the escarpment, and we had hotshot crews and engine crews working all night long there to protect the homes and structures along the valley there in Weber Canyon, and we were successful with our work down there last night. Yesterday afternoon, the fire pushed up on Menifee Mountain and impacted the southern communication site there, and it took out the power. A lot of those comm sites run on backup generator power, and the AT&T site lost its power, its backup power, and went down sometime overnight. And we're working with them to try to get them into that site so they can get that back online. Power companies assessing their power options for power right now, but as you can see, the road going up to those sites switchbacks up a pretty steep hill into the head of the fire, and that's not a safe place for us to put people right now. So we're going to have to wait until the fire moves across there, where we have that fire contained, before we can use that road. So it might be a little while before we can get people to drive up to those sites. So we're doing what we can to get the AT&T service back online. We're going to transition, like I said, with the Type 2 team tonight, and then our team is most likely going to move down to what we call the State Line Fire, which is down by Bondad, which started last evening. And that's all I have for now.
I wanted to introduce Rebecca Samolsky. She is our FireWise coordinator over here in Montezuma County. She is also the wildfire education specialist for